still keep in contact. I go to huge meetings. I've been going to retiree dinners now every month. I had she made a comment about Marcy Capter, and one of her staff was at the last meeting at the retirees, and we started a little conversation there, and I started a conversation about the outrage with the AIG bailout and how this will affect U.A.W. workers, and with our money that we're borrowing. And pretty soon I had 3 or 4 people, and it got a little testy there, and they were making comments about people living. Used to be, we have a couple bridges that go over the Maumee River, and which is a large river in Toledo. And the river, the one bridge used to have just bums living under it, alcoholics, but now there's families living under it. And so we brought this point to her, and about how this is affecting Toledo, and this is not. Plus, we also have. I write in the papers quite a bit. Greg Shotwell will know that, and I've been talking this stuff ever since NAFTA was passed. And people would never believe me, thought I was too negative.
Right.
The usual routine, and now I've been talking in the papers about how this is not just affecting the U.A.W. auto workers by outsourcing our jobs overseas and having us compete with dollar-an-hour wages, but now it's starting to move up the food chain. And we got police officers and fire department people and teachers driving foreign cars, and they never thought this would affect them, because they were told by people like Bill Clinton that, oh, this is going to be a pay raise and everybody's going to be retrained and everyone's going to make $10,000 a year more by these NAFTA agreements. And now we have a President Obama. I don't want to get off the subject too far here. We got President Obama, and he's going to Canada, and he made a promise, a campaign promise, that he was going to give us within 6 months renegotiate NAFTA. Well, now he's in Canada, said it's not going to happen, and he's making comments now. Just last week he had a public forum, and he's saying that all these jobs are about the IBM jobs, the loss of IBM jobs. Oh, well, those jobs aren't coming back. People are just going to have to get educated, but that's not the case. I got teachers, we got police officers. We're going to lay off the budget. We have major layoffs at Jeep and all the other automotive plants closing in the Toledo area, and now we have a loss. We're going to lose 75 police officers in Toledo, and they're screaming that they're going to take Toledo to court, that they can't lay us off. Well, it's going to happen. They won't renegotiate their contract. They're trying to get the teachers to break their contracts and take their pensions away and cut their wages, but they're in denial, and they're driving foreign cars, and this is what's caused it all. So anyway, one of my contention, one of the reasons I'm here is I'm concerned about pensions, and she's talking about the pension with GM, which most of your GM workers and our Delphi workers. GM's a little more open than Chrysler. Chrysler, as you can see, if you can get a close up on this T-shirt again, we've got the three-headed dog running our company, and Cerberus, and they're quiet. They don't have to report it to no one. Correct. They got people that were in the Republican administration that are running the thing, and they got connections in Washington. We've got John Snow. He's our, what is his position? He's a spokesman for Chrysler, for Cerberus, and we have Mr. Potato, Dan Quayle. He's getting his dole out of that company too. And these guys are supposedly telling us they're for the American Chrysler company and are going to help us all, and they're our best friends. But
Paul, can I say something right here? That's one of the things that did come up in the auto hearings to Nardelli, and he failed miserably. I sat behind him, and he was not well liked.
In September, I retired last March. I didn't really want to retire.
You took a buyout.
I took a buyout because the economy was doing good then.
Yep.
But I was suspicious, And I didn't really, why do they want to give us all this money to get us out of here? It's like, and
Now you
but
know.
at Jeep, we have an award that our plant was the most efficient plant in North America. So if
You've
anybody
heard of the
ever-
Harbor Report, don't you?
The Harbor Report.
Well, you're looking at these Harbor Report people that in 1992 were top. They came into a plant that wasn't 30
Yeah.
years old. They were number one. Am I
Right.
correct?
They don't-
Retirees
yeah.
out there? That was a death sentence to them. Okay? That's just to make
Well,
the public believe that, okay?
Well, it was a death sentence for me too, because
All right, you said it.
when you get a report like that you're number one in North America, that means guys like me with 30 years, they're working me to death, right?
Mhm.
And it's a death sentence, and I couldn't stay because I figured I did have on sick leave for worn out. I got arthritis all over my hands. I got carpal tunnel. I got crippled from it, from the place. So last September, I watched the market go down. I follow the stock market pretty close, and then I'm wondering, how are they funding these buyouts? So I went. They had this buyout meeting at Local 12 for the Jeep unit. I go there and I'm talking to they have a question and answer at the end. So I asked them, and they had representatives from Solidarity House and they had from corporate. And I asked them. I said, how can you fund these buyouts with our pension money when our pensions are underfunded? Well, it's not underfunded. I said, you can't tell me the stock market went down over 30%. At that time, it was over 30%. I said, you can't tell me it's overfunded right now. Well, last year, at January, I guess they do it from year to year. It was overfunded supposedly at that time, and so they say it was overfunded so they could keep funding it through that. And I says, well, I think this isn't responsible. Dinners for the last 3 months, 4 months, and most of them are the older retirees. The guys my age aren't going there, but I try and get the recent retirees to go, and they say, oh, I don't want to go with a bunch of old people there. But
Here we are.
I enjoy talking to the old timers. I mean, I learned a lot of the history of the plant and what was going on, and so. The younger guys my age, how you get them to go, really don't.
Okay, well,
I
that's
mean, they would be the ones more receptive to go out and walk around out there with a picket sign or whatever.